I reckon they got a bit of a stinging rebuke at half-time from their coach, Mark McDowell. We'll see how they respond. Stevens on half-forward. Oh, they're hunting the football. Don't worry about that. The Eagles now over the top of it. Dylan O'Toole gets it away to Sharp. He gets the right foot kick towards Trotter at half-forward. Try to tap it onto Marsh. Handball from Alford. Back towards Cations. He threw it out to Hamer. Close to the boundary line. Sharp puts the tackle on. Dropped it. Yes, he did drop it. And the free kick to go to East Geelong. Chalice takes it. Goes long towards Graham. Over the back, Anderson. Falls for Jones to run onto it. Kicks it off the ground and kicks the goal. Great start for the Eagles. 43 seconds played. Jones puts his 4th on the board and the 11th for East Geelong. They go to 11-7, 73. And they lead Inverleigh 6-4-40 to Granny Cycle Sport third quarter scoreboard. Now a minute played.
Well, what a week to kick a goal like that. Right?
Yeah.
Lionel Messi off the ground. What a week to kick that. World Cup footy is his best. And Jones, he's starting to really become a thorn in their side down there. And as I said before, he might be the one to turn the fortunes of East Geelong and make a competitive force if they can make the finals. And on this performance, you would say they're a real chance.
Anarchy 3-8-26, trail Werribee 5-6-36. Winch 5-6-36, trail North Geelong 10-8-68. Bellpost still 11-14-80. They lead Corio 4-3-27. East Bannockburn 4-10-34. Lead Thompson 1-6-12. And Geelong West 4-6-30. Trail Belmont 7-2-44.
Someone's running the square.
Yeah, I think it might have been Stevens on the far wing, but it's de Blasio who goes towards Gerard, kicks into the half-forward line. Going back, Cations takes the mark. So he's just outside 50. Player inside 50, the long target's going to be Hybens, goes in that direction, kick wasn't good, and Chamberlain slips across in front and takes the mark. He directs play back towards the scoreboard side of the broadcast side of the ground, and it's going to be matched in the side of the field of play, and we'll run over the boundary line. And we'll be thrown back in. So de Blasio now doing the ruck work, Hybens sitting in the goal square. Bolton done most of the work and has continued to do that. Taps the ball down, went back to the boundary line, went towards Marsh. He missed the ball coming through. And it's now going to be a replay of what we've just had. Throw in just in the forward half of Inverleigh. So the weather's changed again. It's no rain again now, but it's dry. I wouldn't say it's warmer. Picked up by Stevens. Missed the target coming past, and the ball back over the boundary line once again. So take 3 grab. We'll get it up and out of this area very shortly, hopefully.
Thanks, mate. Trot's just throwing your pen back for you.
Can't eat it. Trot's no good to me. Picked up there by Sponner out of the contest. Went to Chamberlain. Handball goes over the top. Went towards Stevens. Rundle kicks the ball off the ground. Smothered by Stevens lying on the ground. Went out the back door to Cations. Reese over the top. Cations has it. Umpire standing back and is going to take control of the game and the ball just inside the centre square. So umpire quickly throws the ball up. De Blasio up and down before the ball got there. Stevens had it, let it go, came down, picked up there, tried to work his way through as Reese, went outside to Chamberlain. Reese went back and collected again. Back towards Chamberlain, off the ground. Went to Marsh, who kicked along the ground towards Alford. Runs and leads Trot in the race for the ball. Runs over the boundary line and out of bounds, and we're thrown back in once again. So we've gone 3.5 minutes, third quarter, Granny Cyclone Sports scoreboard. 11-7 to the East Geelong side. They lead Inverleigh on 6-4.
I'll throw in de Blasio and Bolton. Favours de Blasio on the front, gets it down. Tapped on by Dylan O'Toole. Through the middle, Hamer. Chalice now gets it and gives it to O'Toole, gives it to Marsh. Right foot tumbling punt towards half forward. Pretty good torpedo punt in the end. Punched by Archini back towards Stevens. Close to the boundary line for East Geelong. The under umpire said he was out. I don't know whether he was.
Well, too far away for me to see, so I'll go with the boundary.
All right, well, I'm younger than you. I reckon he was still in the field of play. But anyway, boundary throw in, right half forward. And at the back, Bolton gives a push to de Blasio.
I'm not sure that he did or not. I thought he backed into Benny Bolton, then fell forward. I think he stooged the umpire then.
So de Blasio with the free kick at half back for the Hawks. Down the line, terrible kick off the boot. And Warwick goes up, takes the mark, plays on quickly. Goes with a left foot kick long towards the leader. Jones, who goes up, can't take the mark. Reese at front and centre. He's wrapped up, ball not coming out of there. The umpire will come in and ball it up. 35 out from the East Geelong goal. So big pack around this ball up. Bolton, de Blasio. De Blasio stands his ground. Through the middle, Jones. Bolton on hands and knees. Needs to get it out. Does so. Back of the pack, Trotter. Just handed it to Reese in the end. Comes back towards Trotter on hands and knees. Handball over the top. Dylan O'Toole to run onto it. Can't, well, over the shoulder. Put his head over the football. And Inverleigh, I think it was Alford who ran into him head first. And it's going to be Dylan O'Toole with a free kick. 55 out from goal.
He tried his hardest not to, too. I think he tried to stop and stay still. He was a bit unlucky in the finish, but that's the rules.
So Dylan O'Toole, 50 out probably when he kicks it. Goes long, close to goal. Big pack at the back. Oh, Ricky O'Toole nearly fell into his arms, but through for a rush behind of the Eagles. They go to 11-8-74. They lead Inverleigh 6-4-40. Durandi Cycle and Sport third quarter scoreboard. 6 minutes play.
Ryan Gerard kicked off to himself, but kicked it back over his head and took off from the goal square. Comes out wide now, and the ball goes over the boundary line and will be thrown back in by that boundary umpire just outside their forward 50. So a little bit of luck there. The umpire now with the ball. Restarts play back in the Bolton front position. Taps it back into the middle of the ground. Picked up by Grundle. Goes back towards the centre of the ground. Towards Priddle and also Grozdanovsky. He leads in the race for the ball, and that's Grozdanovsky. Kicks off the ground. Runs the ball towards 50. Does it again. So he's got now inside 30. Now it gets to 20, still kicking the ball off the ground. Now it's starting to run away from goal. It is. You said you're right. Now he goes down and picks it up, taken off the ball, kicked off the ground by Priddle.
He should have kept soccer in it.
Over the boundary line. He's gone from one half forward flank to the other and hadn't had to pick the ball up until that last passage of play. But it's outside their forward 50 again now. Not too sure how long they will persist with Hyman's not being in the ruck, but see him as an option, I suppose, in the forward line to kick their goals. Gone down to do the ruck work this time, so outside 50, ball looks to be swept back into the contest, picked up by Lowe, he's tackled by Reese and also Bolton. Neither player prepared to release the ball, and the umpire's going to come in and take possession. Mrs. O'Reilly did look after you today, Grab, didn't she?
One of the most fantastic gestures from a footy club I've seen in many, many a long day. You've got to thank Mrs. Christine O'Leary. Fantastic, East Geelong.
So the ball comes out, and it's a release from Marsh. Went to player in Chalice. He thought it was dry weather football. Bounced it, didn't come back to him. Ends up with Sharp. Sharp gave it to Marsh. Marsh came back to the broadcast side of the ground. Put Stevens under pressure. At the back of the contest, Alford. Good clean pick up. Kick back into the middle. Found a teammate in Billy Cations. And Cations now goes to the half-forward line. Going back, Warwick. Called out of it by his teammate. Ball is punched back into the middle, picked up again by Chalice, puts it on the booth back towards the half-forward line, but coming out, taking the mark is Filet for the Inverleigh side. So he's just backward of their centre position, kicks towards the centre half-forward position, Grundle's the target, Bolton's with him, ball comes to the ground, picked up there, good clean pick up there by Sharp, who fed the ball out wide, went to Marsh, he stepped back inside, was taken high, and a resulting free kick to that player. It is soccer because Marsh is lying down there for a fair while. Wasn't a fierce tackle either. So Kane Marsh gets to his feet. Just hand gesture saying he's going to go long.
I thought he was telling the trainer to nick off.
Oh, was he? Might have thought it was Worm bringing him out a cold drink. So Dylan O'Toole now kicks around the boundary line and will find Robbie Chamberlain. Chamberlain with the ball, has Primke pushing forward. He's going to go in that direction, but Hyman's is with him. He goes to the half-forward line. Ricky O'Toole with some strength, just fends off his opponent and marks the ball inside 50. And I think he's confident he can kick the distance from here. Here's a nice kick of the football. He's going to steady himself and go back and take it upon himself, but he goes short now towards Sponner, who leads up. Good contest from behind by Grundle, picked up by Alford, kicked short into the middle of the ground and found Meehan. So Meehan has the ball now as a player outside, but decides to look straight down the middle. Goes towards Dean Muir, who's run forward. Cations ends up with Dean Muir, so they will say the kick was well positioned. And fortunately, Marsh picks the ball up, goes back towards Sponner. And here you go, Sharp. Sharp goes over the top to Warwick. Warwick to Chalice. Chalice outside again, and they're running well. Holland with the ball. More dry weather football. A bounce on the ground. Holland goes to the half-forward line and kicks towards centre half-forward position. Over the back, Mark Dock taken by Ling. Trotter led the race for the ball, but Ling was able to trap it. Tried to feed the ball out. Good pressure there from Jones. He's over the top now. Needs to get it out. Does so. Picked up. Kick round the corner by Graham. Goes towards the goal, but won't bring it back far enough and through for a minor score. East Geelong 11 goals 9, Inverleigh on 6 goals 4, and we've travelled 10 minutes into the third quarter. Grandy Cycling Sports third quarter scoreboard.
So Alex Cations with the kicking in duties this time for the Hawks. Not Grundle long. He goes in that direction. Anderson's there as well. Punched away by Chamberlain. Foot race now. Anderson got a trip. The umpire said play on. Reese falls over at the crucial stage. Then he tries to break through the tackle. And the umpire says punts. Holding the ball. Inverleigh with the free kick. Reese doesn't want to give the footy back. Oh, here we go.
That's
and there's 50. He just wanted to go on with it a bit long there,
the
Reese.
silly bugger.
And I'll tell you, you be careful. He might give away another 50 if he keeps going as well.
Look,
Ricky O'Toole's trying to take him away.
I watched the umpire then. The first push, he was going to let go. Yeah, okay.
Yep.
But then he did it again.
Yep. So, good 50 too.
Yeah. And that's what you don't need him to have, because he's played so well,
So
not
he's on
doing
centre
that.
wing. Goes with the kick now, wide towards Meehan. Oh, could have nearly kept it in, I reckon, but he let it run out. That'll be a boundary throw in. Left half forward for the Hawks.
Ground bathed in sunshine once again.
It's just beautiful, isn't it? Beautiful. Just wouldn't even known that it was terrible at half time. So throw in. De Blasio and Bolton. Umpire throws it in. Bolton favours him. I know he's devoured the whole lot. Unbelievable. Now Gerard gets one high. Chalice comes in. Yeah, we're talking about you. Look at that. Do you want to eat the sauce as well?
No, it's not tomato, I think.
Oh, jeez. So Gerard's got it. Left half forward. 65 from goal. Goes towards the corridor, looking for a mark. It's all East Geelong, though. Oh, Bolton should have taken the mark, probably. Logue puts his head over it. Umpire says play on. Ball comes out. Stevens, little kick around the corner. Nice, fancy to Chalice. He gets the kick. That wasn't fancy. That was terrible. Kick comes back towards Hamer. Gives it away. Gerard draws a player. Goes to the left boot. Back to the corridor again. Hymans goes up. Can't take the mark. Warwick front and centre was good for the Eagles. Kick around the corner. They're away now. Hollian takes the mark at half back. Plays on. Got a Paddock on centre wing. Takes a bounce. Takes 2 bounces. Nobody coming at him. Takes 3 bounces. Now Muir comes at him. Bit of candy. Good play, Muir. He got the handball free, though. The Hawks might be able to rebound. They can't pick it up, though. Sharp kick off the ground towards Trotter. On the up. Can give the handball. Sure, tried to. Couldn't get a target. Now the other way, De Blasio gives it away to Cations. He goes, that's Billy, goes towards half forward. No mark taken, Brackley. McLean falls in the arms of Brackley again, goes to Meehan, tries to get on the outside, handball away, it's all East now. They go well, Stevens. Meehan has to make up a bit of ground. Stevens got on hands and knees, in trouble now. Punt's coming, I can smell it, I can smell it. The umpire says held to him. Very lucky, Callum Stevens, very lucky.
He could have handballed the ball away before the tackle was applied, so that's a prior opportunity, and that's a free kick.
Absolutely. Bolton goes up, gets it down. Chalice goes with the right foot kick. Long to half forward. O'Toole held on to. The umpire says play on. Cations Alex comes across. Pushed into the fence by Ricky O'Toole. And a boundary throw in.
That won't worry, Cations.
13 minutes played.
They're tough.
East Geelong 11-9-75. Inverleigh 6-4-40.
So the ball with the umpire again, so just about to restart it, puts the ball in. De Blasio doing the ruck work, Bolton front position, taps it back towards Trotter, picked up by Chalice, went to Jennings. Jennings hit Bolton on the chest 2 metres away. It's a good kick, but it's picked up and tried to be cleared by Chalice, but again, it's gone back into the contest and will be taken by the umpire once again. So he's going to take possession of the ball. He's attacking into for East Geelong, just marginally. Ball over the back. Picked up by Stevens, kicks round the corner, doesn't gain much ground, mark or free kick because it's taken by Gerard. And he's going to have the ball to put Inverleigh.
It was actually out in the full, if you ask me.
Well, it was close. That's what I said. I couldn't quite see, but the ball goes back in towards centre wing. Grozdanovsky comes across, couldn't pick it up, but Luke Priddle does. Goes on the right foot, goes back towards the true centre half forward position, coming out. Reese doesn't take it. Cations front of the contest, picks up the ball, sold the dummy, went on the right foot, back towards the centre half forward position, standing in front. Warwick, good ball from behind. Mays came through, picked it up. Handballs towards Muir. He left it behind, went back and collected it again, got out of the mud, and found Brackley on the half forward line. So he's taken the mark. Meehan, they can ground further afield. He had it, but he put it down.
Bloke on his own.
Yeah, but he dropped the ball. It slipped out of his hand. He goes in that direction now. The kick's got a bit too much on it. Over the top, Primpy comes out, goes to Marsh. Marsh turn, has time to deliver and finds Chamberlain short. Takes the mark just inside the field of play and is now just steadied things down. There's players inside. He's come around the boundary line towards centre wing. Gerard looked like he's going to set himself from behind. Goes to the back of the contest. The ball's gone over the boundary line and will be thrown directly in on true centre wing. So de Blasio holds front spot at the moment, but Bolton seems to get there every time. Back of the contest, then front, ball tapped down, Gerard goes over the top, interception by Jennings to Chalice, kicks off the ground, lucky enough, found Hollian, has the ball, was tripped, brought to ground, picked up Hamer, just slaps it forward, goes back towards Hamer again. De Blasio has it now. Trotter dives in, takes the ball away from him, ends up in the hands of Brackley. Clean pick up this time, goes to the half-forward line. Good ball by Chamberlain. Goes back towards Bolton, picked up, dropped down, kicked off the ground, picked up again by Priddle. Handball goes towards the player in Sharp, back out towards Jennings, missed him slightly, kept it in play. Not too sure that was a good idea.
Nah, not a good idea.
Picked up by Meehan and goes now quickly to the half-forward line towards McLean and also Logue. Ball gets to the ground, picked up. McLean does well, goes back to Primke, kicks round the corner as far as Dylan O'Toole, who gets to his knees and takes the mark. So on the half-back line, it's just been told to direct it around the boundary line. And that's what he does, goes towards centre wing. So Grundle, Bolton, and also de Blasio. Good hands from Grundle.
Yeah, good shepherd
takes
too.
the mark and has nothing moving in front of him now. Little movement, so he decides to load up and go long. Logue's the target, also Hybens comes in, can't shield, he's facing the sun, goes towards the back of the contest, comes out towards Dylan O'Toole again, he's tackled by Hybens, and it's going to be a ball up on the half-forward line. So we've gone 16 and a half minutes. East Geelong 11 goals, 9 Inverleigh yet to score in this third quarter, 6 goals, 4. Randy's Cycling Sports third quarter scoreboard.
So from the contest, Grundle gets the kick towards the 10-metre square. No mark taken. McLean keeps his feet. He was waiting for somebody else to come to pick the footy up. He had to in the end. And runs it through for a rush behind to the Hawks. So they go to 6-5-41. They trail East Geelong 11-9-75. Kicking in duties with Kane Marsh for the Eagles. Goes short into the back pockets, okay. Finds McLean. Cations Billy stands the mark. Just to go along the line. Does so now. Towards half-back. Primke goes up at the back. Front and centre was good from Chalice. Took a bounce. Runs through half-back. Draws a player. Gives it to Benny Bolton. Give it back to him. He gives it back to him. Runs through the middle again. Chalice draws another player. Gives it to Stevens. He goes inboard with the right foot kick. Short's okay. Good kick. Good movement to Spino. Runs through a traffic. I don't know why he dropped the footy. The umpire said play on. And no,
it's a free kick. But I tell you what, that just spoilt as good a play as I've seen this year.
And Braden Spino dropped the footy, and the umpire, and then they kicked it away, so they'll get the Inverleigh will get the free kick and the 50.
Well, that started from Primke to Chalice, and away they went. And I think he's changed the boots, hasn't he, Chalice?
No.
Or he's painted them green at half time. Got a tinge of green through them now.
So from 50, the umpire. No, Jake Elford, bring it back. Bring it back. So the ball will come back to centre half back for Inverleigh.
And rightly so. The umpire had blown time off. You've got to wait till he blows time on again to keep playing. Jake
Elford was hiding out here next to the commentary box with nobody on him.
I've got a funny feeling they'll know he's there now.
I think so. Kane Marsh has gone pretty close to him. So Cations goes to the outer side, or the clubroom side, gives it away to de Blasio. Gives it away to Ling it was. He's wearing the long sleeves today, Linger. Gives it away to de Blasio now on centre wing. So de Blasio from the wing position goes long towards Logue. Over the back, McLean. Falls into the arms of Grozdanovsky. Kick around the corner towards Hybens at full forward. Traps at the big fella that needs to pick it up. Primke right next to him. He gives the handball away. Chamberlain's there as well. And they see it over the line. There's Geelong defence for a throw-in. About 25 around from the Inverleigh goal. They trail 6-5-41. East Geelong 11-9-75. 19 and a half played, third term.
So the ball will be thrown back in the forward line. Primke's doing the ruck work against Hybens. Picked up. Reese read it well. Came through the contest and kicked back towards centre wing. Alford is going to lead in the race for the ball. Coming the other way, Filet, but he's going to arrive there. Pick it up the ball. No, he doesn't. He does it. Always thought it was cleverly, but it's tapped it back towards Kane Marsh. And Marsh is taken in a two-man tackle. Stands up, and the umpire comes in very quickly and takes the ball from him. Neither ruckman there, but Bolton arrives, taps it out the back, went to Trotter to Marsh, and Marsh just puts it on the boot, gains valuable ground, goes towards the boundary line, too wide, and it's out of bounds on the full. So resulting free kick to Inverleigh. And it's going to be Filet. Has a player short, went in that direction. Grundle doesn't get one hand to it, but got a tackle there from Marsh, and Marsh slides over the boundary line with the ball. So again, the ball in will take place. Hybans and or Bolton come in. Ball's tapped down the back of the contest. Grozdanovsky can't pick it up. Dylan O'Toole does. Goes back to Jennings. Jennings under pressure now. Released it. Dropped it. Got a boot to ball. We'll call it a good business. That was the old-fashioned flick out the back.
I think it slipped out of his hands as well.
Sharp did well there. It was a sharp handball, we'll call it.
Geez, that was a good handball up, wasn't it?
And the ball went over the boundary line. And it's going to be the umpire to throw it back in once again.
See if he can throw it as good as the other bloke did.
So Hybans now, ball taps it down, front of the contest. Chamberlain's there, Muir's also in there working hard, and the umpire's not going to see that ball come out, so very quickly grabs hold, takes possession of it. It's been a little bit cluttered up this time. Ball thrown up very quickly. Ruckman go at it, both get a touch to it. Picked up by Chalice, has been good all day. Handball comes out wide to Chamberlain, kicks in towards centre half forward. Numbers with Inverleigh, back, Ling tops it to the front, picked up by Sponner. He's taken to ground, Trotter's there also, picked up by Alford. Handball's out wide, missed Cations, running towards the boundary line and over the boundary line, and will be thrown back in again. So we've ticked towards 22 minutes, and 11 goals, 9 to East Geelong, 6-5 to Inverleigh. Ball was in the half-forward line for the East Geelong side at the present time. Ball tapped down, picked up again, reached the clearance from the contest, goes to the half-forward line. Ricky O'Toole doesn't take mark, but he has front possession. Strength holds him up, goes to Sponner, went for some moment inside, and there's a high tackle, and it's going to be a free kick to Braden Sponner. And he's not without a chance here. 30 metres out from goal. 45-degree angle. Left footer, good side to be on. So chance to extend East Geelong's lead. Comes in now. Kicks towards goal, kept it low. Has the distance, just the height to get over the top of the players standing in the goal square, and Braden Sponner has his first goal of the afternoon, and now the 12th to East Geelong, 12-9. They lead Inverleigh on 6-5, and we have travelled 22.5 minutes, third quarter to Granny Cycling Sports scoreboard.
You mentioned in the calls, Smithy, that it's all clogged up, and I think East Geelong were doing that on purpose. When you're 5 or 6 goals up, you can afford to do that for a little while. Then all of a sudden, Chalice got it out and opened them up, and away they went. And I know I'm going a little bit early here, but the way the game's going, I don't think Inverleigh can play well enough to get back and win this.
Gone. It's all over. Should have gone to Anarchy and Werribee. It's only 6 points of difference out there.
Yeah.
So back to the middle. Hybans up against Chapman. Hybans gets it down. Muir over the top of it. Sharp right next to him.
Can we go now?
Yeah, probably. Sponner gives it away. And pretty scrappy there. Still inside the centre square. The umpire will come in and ball it up.
Just drive away and we'll see what balance the cameraman on top's got.
Just have it set up already to go. So ball up. I'll throw up. Hybans gets it down. Roved at the back. Quick kick by Grozdanovsky towards half forward. Mander run onto it. Primke back there as well. Primke just uses the body nicely. Handballs it away to McLean. At defensive 50, short little kick to Jennings. He takes the mark. So Jennings now called to play on. Chips it down the line. He sets a task for Reese. Wasn't a great kick. Braden Sponner was there in support though. Centre wing goes towards Trotter on a long lead. Close to the boundary line and out. And we'll have a throw in.
I tell you what, if it was Fano up there doing the camera work, we'd be doing it. Can you imagine?
He could be the queen of the desert.
Can you imagine him up there? He'd be wailing like a banshee Indian.
So boundary throw in into a half-forward flank. East Geelong into attack. Chapman having
get these out the way because I know you blokes aren't going to eat them.
Chapman and Hybans. Chapman gets it down. Chalice over the back. Falls towards Reese. Fresh air shot from him. Hybans goes over the top. Course number 2 for Grubby. Now through the middle. Inverleigh. Vacant half-forward flank. Foot race. Gerard gets out there. Priddle with him. So's Grozdanovsky. Kick off the ground by Priddle. Stevens. Handballs it back to Chalice. Goes towards half-forward. Good kick too. Finds Primke. By himself at half-forward. You wouldn't leave Primke by himself.
They did.
Goes with a right foot kick long towards Jones. Over the back, punched away. Trotter's there as well. Front and centre. Handball came out from Archini. Didn't really hit a target. Kick across the ground. That came from Lockie Sponner. Close to the boundary line. Inverleigh with a clearing kick wide. But it's all East Geelong if it sits. Sharp, can he keep it in? Yes, he can. Falls through him nicely. Short little kick towards Chamberlain. Called to play on. No 15. Handball. Dropped it. Umpire said play on. Lucky. Coming through the middle. Pushing the back. That's the square up. And Inverleigh will take the free kick at half back.
Braden Sponner was appealing for below the knees there.
So, free kick to the Hawks. And along the line, they go wide towards Muir. It's a good mark too. Under pressure goes. And kick goes towards half forward. Off the back of the pack, McLean just dropped it like a hot potato. Eagles with the numbers though, if they can break free. Braden Sponner gets it wide. Chamberlain close to the boundary line. Off a step towards centre wing. Muir back there with a couple. Reese is one of them. Can he pick it up? No, he can't. Puts his head over it. Warwick's in support. Oh, he got tackled as he got rid of the football. Reese back on it again. Needs to try and break free. And the umpire will come in and ball it up. Centre wing. Clubroom side. 26 minutes played. Third term. It's 12-9-81 East Geelong. Inverleigh 6-5-41.
6-5-41.
How good have the East Geelong backline been this quarter? They've been sensational.
They have.
There's a free kick being given off the contest here. And it's been won by
Who else?
Clayton Trotter, who decides to slide the ball into the half-forward line. Up in the front, mark is taken there. And it's a good mark there from Cations. So by himself, he's playing that loose man in defence. Just needing to drive the ball longer. He goes short, kicked and hit the target. Back of the contest, going back and collected, picked up by Cations. Billy went wide, but too wide and hits the East Geelong box. And the resulting free kick will go to Warwick, Chris Warwick. So he has a player back inside and he goes in that direction quickly. Just got the target in time. And Priddle now plays on, goes towards centre forward. Need Alex Cations standing there by himself. So Cations now has a target wide. He's ignored that one, so there's no other option now but to go towards Gosladowski. The kick wasn't good off the boot. And it's going to go over the boundary line and will be out of bounds. Just marginally an attack for the East Geelong side. So
it was a shocker.
Didn't come off the boot that well at all.
That wasn't a Cations kick. That was a Doherty kick.
Hey, take it easy. Take it easy.
So 27.5 minutes gone in this third quarter. Shouldn't be a long quarter. We've only had a couple of goals kicked. Ball picked up. Handball comes out. Went towards Chalice. Again, handball outside to Reese. Reese over the top to Priddle. Priddle tried to tap it on. Filet saw that coming, read it well, and kicked around the boundary line, but then got pushed. His kick, went out of bounds on the full, so the resulting free kick goes to Kane Marsh. So Marsh has the ball. Had no one standing to mark and plays on quickly. Goes long into the forward line, coming out Jones, doesn't take the mark, goes back and collects it, picked it up, lost it again, picked up there by Filet, handballs out the front, only as far as Chapman, he kicks round the corner, mark lock taken by Archini, diving to the ground. It's a bit of desperation back there. Inverleigh need to clear the ball, they do so, and it's Archini who comes out, kicks towards the far side of the ground. Sun must be in their right, a few players with hands up, ends up with Warwick at the back of the contest. Has time to steady. Goes long into the forward line. Jones presents well. Comes out. Doesn't take the mark. There's a free kick back behind play.
Yeah, goes to Inverleigh.
Oh.
Well, I didn't want to say it with a mouthful. I was always taught never speak with your mouthful, but I did see it. He dragged him to the ground after he kicked. It was a bit undisciplined, actually.
So Jake Elford, I think it is, with the resulting free kick. So on the half-back line, Warwick standing to mark, kicks over the top. Ball goes towards their half-forward line, back of the contest. Hyman's there, picked the ball up, fed it through towards Mays. He couldn't collect it, so it's East Geelong through McLean now, who go forward. Hollian bounce. It's a 3-on-1 situation. Hollian did well in the contest, kept it alive, got it himself, missed the handball going past the Sponner, ended up with Warwick, who's pushed forward, kicks into the full forward line. 1-on-1 contest, back of the contest. Graham picks it up, and Graham, he has kicked a goal. Hayden Graham has got his first of the afternoon. And the 13th now for East Geelong, 13-9. They lead Inverleigh on 6 goals, 5.
Is that the siren too?
Yep.
Thought it was a train. And at three-quarter time, East Geelong 13 goals, 9. Lead Inverleigh 6 goals, 5.